This is Joe Pryor with the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, a part of Redbud Realty and Associates. I'm going to give you a little news on short sales. Now, I periodically will check the sheriff's sale list. This is where houses are set for the final stage of foreclosure. And I want to check them versus national statistics. Last year I told you that 70% of homeowners do not seek visible means of relief in trying to do a short sale and let their houses go into foreclosure. And then this year, that number has jumped to 80%. And periodically, what I want to do is I want to go into the sheriff's sale list and see if those numbers hold up for Oklahoma City. Now, I just went into Oklahoma County on July 28th, which is the latest short sale list that we have. Now, we have a lot of counties that are part of Oklahoma metro area, Oklahoma City metro area, but I just wanted a random sampling. So what I did is I checked 23 listings, 23 homes that were on the sheriff's sale list. Now, the statistics are interesting. From 100,000 to 660,000 in this random sampling, 70% did not have their houses listed at all. In other words, they didn't even try to sell their houses at any price in order to avoid foreclosure. 22% were listed, but not as short sales. In other words, they were priced very high. In other words, they basically took the mortgage balance or balances, because many of these have home equity lines of credit, pumped the prices up and said, well, let's see if we can sell it, I guess. And that didn't work. Now, you can't take a house that's worth $100 in Oklahoma City and try to sell it at $120 to pay off a mortgage or mortgages. First of all, the law of substitution is going to kill you. There's 50, 60 other homes that you can buy at $100 just as good. Nobody's going to pay $120, and then it won't appraise. Appraisers are under the gun to come up with real values these days after the subprime meltdown. They're not going to appraise that at $120. It's not going to close. So those were listed at a ridiculous figure and had no hope. And then 8% were listed as short sales but did not sell. Now, if that's the case, that's something that I'm not necessarily going to blame the realtor on, mainly because, we have 8% of our short sales that don't close. Now, our numbers are typically anywhere from 50 to 100 short sales a year here in the last few years. So, if we wanted to eliminate the difficult ones, I guess we could get our percentages higher. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I got my little dog here, and he wants to be in the video, as usual. All right, back to this. And so in those particular cases, they just, for whatever reason, maybe there were some other third-party liens or things that didn't close. So, essentially, let's take that first number, the 70%, and say, well, gee, Joe, I guess Oklahoma's doing better. Well, no. I took $50,000 to $100,000 in price and did 15 more listings. And I quit at the end of 15 because all 15 properties were not listed at all. So in other words, if we go to the lower socioeconomic numbers, then those folks are not even trying. And, they've lost their job and they're just giving up. They are not aware of programs that could help them out. So if I add those in to the other 23, then we have 82%. So our numbers are holding in terms of Oklahoma City versus the rest of the country, and I'm very sorry to say. I wish there was a way that we could develop some more awareness, especially in the poorer areas, that these people have alternatives, because they're the least able to really recover from a foreclosure and what it does to credit reporting. So I wish we could get the message out that there's short sales. There is a new forbearance plan that HUD just came up with $15 million for the state that are zero interest, forgivable loans, and I think that would help these people. So I'm going to do everything I can to get the word out for people. Try to do a short sale. Consult with a realtor. Now, I'd like to end this on a very important note, and this is something that just happened today. One of the major lenders that we deal with is Wells Fargo, and by the way, the major lenders have been fantastic to work with here recently. Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, GMAC, for instance, just to name a few, have really gotten their act together, have really gotten people in place and programs. The one thing they have not been able to control, however, is third-party fraud, third-party short sale fraud. I'm sorry to say, even some people in my industry are doing it, and this is where about $375 million a year is being lost with people doing what's called flopping. In other words, they're not telling the lender that they have a higher price on the house. They're reselling it before it closes with the short sale person, the homeowner, doing a back-to-back closing and pocketing the difference. Now, that's not fair, and it's also fraud. But something happened today for the first time that I'm very happy to report. Wells Fargo, when they sent us the conditions of sale, which includes, of course, what loss they're willing to take, had this statement in there in conditions. If you have withheld a higher offer and you sign off on this and we find out about it, we're going after you. You cannot withhold a higher offer. So for those people that are scamming or getting $10,000 to $20,000 more on a back-to-back closing, they're going after you and they're checking, and I'm very happy to say that. Again, some realtors are doing this, and I'm not trying to badmouth my own industry. I'm just trying to say, I don't care what industry you find, there's always people trying to game the system. And even more importantly, you know, I'm an American and I'm a taxpayer. And we bailed the banks out once. Now we're on the hook for $375 million a year, possibly, in just short sale fraud, and that is just not fair to us as good citizens and as taxpayers. So, Wells Fargo, thank you for taking the lead on this. I hope the other people follow suit. I'm assuming they probably will, and I hope that as an industry we root out the problems with short sale fraud. So if you are a distressed Oklahoma City area homeowner who needs help, who needs advice about all the alternatives to avoiding foreclosure, not just short sales, we are an experienced team that wants to help you. Now, you can find more answers about short sales at our website devoted to this. That's constantly kept up with new information. That is www.avoidforeclosureoklahoma.com, or you can email me at joe@joepryor.com. That's JOEPRYOR is my name, joe@joepryor.com. I will be happy to respond. We want to help you avoid foreclosure in any way that's in the best interest for you and for your family. This is Joe Pryor with the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, where we deliver traditional real estate values with the speed of technology.